Hey guys, it's me, Jade Sims. Welcome back to another video, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Today's video was voted by you guys on my community tab. We're going to be doing a makeover to the Grim Reaper, the Sims 4 sad boy himself. If you want to be a part of the future videos in this Halloween season, in this spooky season, be sure to check out the poll that will be on my channel right after this video ends. To get the Grim Reaper in your game, all you have to do is search Grim Reaper on the Sims 4 gallery, put him in your create a sim, and then there you go. So what I did is I first stripped him of all of his clothes, his work uniform, and then I got his face reveal. And boy, you cannot even capture the horror that was on my face when I first saw him. He doesn't even look human, and I'm not saying this to be mean or anything, but he genuinely, to me, he resembles Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Something about his face is just uncanny, and he doesn't have nose corners, which is really weird, and his eyes are extremely big, and he has this weird parting in his lips that kind of looks like his teeth are poking out, like kind of like he's like smiling a bit, but it's so weird and so creepy, not in the good way and not in the way I was intending to. So I was gonna stick with a traditionalist route and not change his features originally, but then the deeper I got into this makeover, the more I was like, I cannot help him without changing his facial features. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get too far in before changing his eyes. They were just too big. And so I ended up changing a lot of his features, but the mantra for this create a sim video is keep the essence, not the appearance. So although I did change his backstory in my mind, and I went for a completely different Grim than in The Sims 4, I'm gonna keep the general aspect of him, like bigger eyes. I kept his nose entirely. I kept his nose. I kept his face shape for the most part. However, the rest I did change. But I think you can kind of tell that this was the Grim that we started off in the beginning, the creepy, scary one. I turned him into a Grim Reaper that is more thirstable, because I know some of you guys are unhinged and you already thirst over the Grim Reaper, which is crazy because he doesn't have a face, but I guess that's the appeal of him. I don't know. For me personally, I don't see it, but after this makeover, I think you guys will be even more parched after this video. Hopefully that's the goal. So let me know if I achieve that in the comments below. So the Grim Reaper has originated from the bubonic plague, which was in the 14th century, I believe, and it was kind of this apparition that people thought they saw before dying of the bubonic plague, or it was someone that they thought would collect the souls of the many people dying during that time. And he's dressed in a church robe, he's wearing a cloak, and he has a scythe. However, my Grim Reaper strays very far from that original mythology, and I have curated my own backstory. Because I've been so into fantasy novels, and that is my true obsession right now, I unintentionally based his character arc off of one of the stories that I'm reading, and one of the characters I'm reading right now. If you guys are familiar with Once Upon a Broken Heart, I forgot who the author is, but I'll put it here. The love interest for that series is Jax, and he's supposed to be a fate, this all-powerful immortal being who doesn't have a heart, a traditional heart, has an icy cold facade, and is mischievous. So that's what I based my Grim off of. So in my universe, I believe that the Grim Reaper was employed by the devil in one way or another, and unfortunately made a deal with the devil. So he has to do the biddings of the devil by collecting the souls to feed him, maybe, or just to reap the souls just for the devil's pleasure, or whatever the devil does with souls. He made this deal when he was like in his late teens, early adulthood. That's why he has this younger appearance. And in The Sims 4, if you play with Grim or you've encountered death a lot, you would know that the Grim Reaper is kind of a goofy guy. Like, he kind of plays around sometimes. If you offer a death roast during the time a Sim is dying, then they can just be revived. And sometimes he likes to give people their lives back after people beg for them. That's why I made him look very young, and I was like, okay, who would do this? Who would be so nonchalant about their job? And I feel like the character I created makes him want to have fun with his job, because he knows he's in it forever until he repays his debts with the devil, which is never ending. I don't know if I made sense just now. Hopefully I did, but the whole gist of this is that he's supposed to be mischievous, playful, so he kind of likes to play with the souls that he reaps, and he wants to have fun with the job that he has to do for his entire lifetime, which he's immortal because he has this job. Anyway, back to his face though. I did change a lot about it. I gave him pure black eyes, which is straying from his amber eyes, just because I thought the amber eyes were a bit too much, like he's just staring into my soul, not in a good way. So I changed it to all black because it kind of looked like he had the soul sucked out of him. By the way, if you hear any background noise, I am so sorry. It's raining right now, so it's creating a cozy atmosphere, but it might be picking up on the microphone. So I apologize about that. Kind of on a related note, speaking of technology, my computer nearly blew up after recording this video. I do not know what happened, but right after I exited this game and the EA app, it just would lag and I couldn't exit the tab and my computer just shut down for a good 20 minutes. I couldn't turn it on. So I guess I'm gonna be shopping for a PC really soon. So congratulations to me, I guess, because I'm getting a new PC, but my bank is gonna be hurting right after this. Subscribe and like this video to support me so I can afford to make new videos on my new PC. I am gonna splurge for this PC. I'm gonna be spending roughly $1,800, which is a privilege in itself. But in order to create the content that I want to start getting into Let's Plays. I'm gonna have to have a heavy duty computer just to deal with The Sims 4, which is a heavy game, which people do not expect. And also to stream, to record, to edit, all of that stuff. So hopefully by the start of next year, I have acquired the funds to build my PC, or my PC has already been built by that time. We'll see. Stay tuned for the journey. Maybe I might record me assembling it, like a real-time kind of assembly at my PC setup. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys like to see it. I'm kind of interested in doing that. If you haven't noticed also, I have a new lighting mod. And I think it's by Vixis. It's the Sims 3 lighting mod, and I usually have the gentle lighting by Northern Siberia Winds, but I saw this on Elena's video and I wanted to try it out. I see it a lot on Tumblr, but I don't think it stands out too much just because my background is very light and I think it works with a solid background rather than what I have. By the way, I've seen a lot of people requesting the background for my Halloween Creative Sims, and it will be in the description down below. I think I linked it in the comments of one of my videos. So if you want to check that, you can peruse my comments to see. I definitely posted a link somewhere, but I'm not sure where. It might be on my Twitter though, so check that out. As for his outfits, I gave him two. I gave him a more modern look, a suit and tie. However, I didn't give him a suit and tie, let me not lie. I made sure to choose a top that would have the first two buttons undone. I think he himself is undone. He's a little lazy, and you can see that in the traits. I chose that just because I think he'll be a little, like I said, nonchalant in everything he does. But he still looks good, if I say so myself. I ended up making him look taller and have broader shoulders just because I thought his head was really big for his body. So I ended up changing that to accommodate his body, and I think, you know, the Grim Reaper had more stature than his original self, so I made sure of that. Also, I apologize for the thumbnail. I don't know, in my head it was a good idea, or it looked good, but the execution was not that great. Like, it's not my best thumbnail ever, so I apologize for that, but I tried to make it work. However, it's not too bad. Hopefully it intrigues you to click on this video, if not the title. I didn't explain the second outfit. Anyway, the second outfit is what I'd imagine he started off with, because I assume he would have been employed for a long time already, maybe like a couple thousand years or something, maybe 1,000 years. So that would have been his old-timey outfit, and maybe he still wears it, and that's the outfit I prefer. It's by Lady Moriel, I think. If not, it'll be linked in the description, so check that out. I don't think I'll be uploading his tray file on my Tumblr, nor do I think I'll be uploading him on the gallery. I want to keep him to myself for now, as for my other Halloween Sims, but maybe in the future, maybe in the next year when I improve my Sims again, and it depends how highly requested they are. Also, I want to go back to the fantasy novel thing. I've been reading, like I said, I've been reading fantasy a lot. So if you guys have any recommendations for fantasy novels, I love all types of fantasy and thriller. I've been getting more into thriller. I read some of the books that were written by the same author who wrote Gone Girl. I don't know if that sentence made sense. I read 2 other books by the author of Gone Girl. That makes more sense. And I'm not too much of a fan. It just feels very dated. I might express my thoughts in a later video. Like I said, I'm gonna move to more of an video essay type format after the Halloween season's over. So I'll probably express my thoughts in full in a later video. But yeah, any recommendations you guys have, I am literally willing to read any type of amount. I love reading large books. It reaches its full potential in terms of fantasy books for world building, character building, everything. I just feel more immersed in a larger book, and I read them fairly quickly. I would say maybe like a day day. Like I can read like an 800 page book in a day, I would say, if I just have the full day to myself. I love reading in general. Sorry if that rant was a little too excessive, but thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for supporting me, and check out all my socials if you want to get some more from me, if you want to get some updates. I have a Twitter, I have 2 Tumblrs, I have a TikTok, I have an Instagram, so check all of that out. I also have a Patreon for my latest sim stump. I may or may not be uploading something there in like a week. I don't know. Stay tuned. Just check it out, you know? Thank you guys for watching, supporting as always, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!